All right, guys, we got a big project going on in the food forest that I want to talk to you guys about today because it's looking pretty good. What do y'all think? About to find out what it is in just a minute. First of all, hi to all the new gardeners out there. This is Lane Vids. We are all about establishing that food forest in your backyard so that you can produce some delicious food for you and your family that's organic and good for you and good to put in little babies' bellies. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, you might want to consider clicking that subscribe button. Like I say at the beginning of every video, is that your forest floor is where it's at. You need good soil to be able to produce good fruits and vegetables and trees and plants and all that type of stuff. And I recommend that you get some kind of composter so you can compost all your stuff, whether it's leaves and grass or whether it's food from your kitchen. This is a Yimby tumbling composter. I'll link it up down in the description below. I tumbled it the other day actually, and I put my hand inside here. Look at this, looking real nice right there. Very excited about what we're getting here. On this side, I haven't put any, it's just grass. This is straight up grass. Looking great, kind of mulching down a little bit, just from the mowing the lawn. I might use some of this in the project that we're working on and I'm about to tell you guys about. But if you guys want to check out that composter, I'll link it up down in the description below. There's also a couple of other composters that I really like that I'll link up down in the description below as well if you guys want to check those out. Over here, as y'all can see on the ground, all the leaves are falling on the trees, which is another great thing for your ground because over time, those leaves are just going to mulch down and the elements are going to take them and they'll break them down. They'll take the nutrients out of them, put them back into the soil. It's another great way that you can get your soil going. But in the compost pile here, as y'all can see, the leaves have pretty much covered up just about everything. We compost with a tumbling composter and a compost pile. Some of the bigger things like Halloween pumpkins. I remember last video we threw those in there. They're starting to really break down and the leaves are starting to cover over. Everything else is getting a nice covering, and then we even have some green plants popping up out of there. We'll see if anything happens with those this year. And let's see, I wanted to show you guys this tree right here. First of all, this one, it's got a little bit of green on it. Kind of surprised by that. We had a couple of warmer days than the cold that's been coming, but last night we had a pretty hard freeze, or not a freeze, but it got down to like 35 or so. It was really cold for this time of year. But this is the orange tree right here. It's still looking really nice, surviving very well. And there's even after all this weird weather we've been having, we got production. Which, even though it's just one, I'll take it. I'll take any little bit that I can get. You know, right now is orange tree season, or orange season, so if you have some citrus, you may want to get to picking some of those. Y'all might notice on the ground here, we got a little project going on. So there's two reasons for this. This is the weed paper stuff that you can buy at Lowe's or whatever. I'll link it up down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. And then these long 8-foot timbers are $3.50 at your local hardware store usually. And so I've been wanting to get rid of a lot of grass. I hate mowing the lawn. And so we have this jungle gym and we have the trampoline there. And the trampoline never gets much light underneath it. So it was already had a big bare spot. And then this, every time I mow the lawn, I have to move this thing out the way so that I can get the lawn underneath there. So I figured, why don't I just put down some weed paper? We'll get some wood chips or something like that, some leaves, and put it down all underneath all this. And then that way it will get rid of all the grass that's right there, put down the timber logs all the way around it, kind of make a border with it. And then whenever the kids are grown up or gone or moved out or whatever, this soil is going to be so perfect for planting something. I mean, I could put a giant tree there, a couple giant trees there, maybe rows of things, or if I want to kind of put stuff sporadically out there, however we want to do it. Actually, one thing that I want to do with this thing, if you have a leftover one of these, if you're older and you know you don't have kids anymore, but you have one of these jungle gym things, this would make an awesome trellis. One thing I would love to do is to just plant a bunch of vining stuff around this thing and just let it make like a dome of plant over this thing. I think that'd be a great way to reuse that after the kids are gone. You telling them hi? Say hi, everybody. So if you have access to one of these things, I definitely recommend it, and try to plant some vining things on there. I went through and I kind of weeded these boxes here. Remember a few videos ago I put down a whole bunch of grass in here, and I took the time now to kind of come in and clean it up a little bit. Same thing with this one over here. I didn't really do much with this potted plant here, but got these 2 boxes nice and cleaned up. Again, the leaves are starting to take over as well. One thing I would like to do over in this area, it's kind of our low land here and not much grows. I'd like to make this some kind of garden, whether it's fruit producing or vegetable producing, or if even just like something pretty right there. And I was thinking about maybe kind of getting some mulch and putting it around this tree, this big tree that we have some swings hanging from and whatnot. I think that would look kind of nice. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down in the comments below. But just to give you guys also an idea, too, we have this area right here with the trampoline and the jungle gym. There's that tree right there. Oh no, this fell. This is a fun little project that I did with the kids. If you guys have kids, take an old toilet paper tube or any kind of tube. I guess this one was a little too heavy, or maybe because of some wetness, dew got to it or something, I don't know. Or maybe birds came on it. But you take a tube, put peanut butter on it, and then we put like grains and seeds and whatnot, and the birds can come in and take it. I bet some squirrels jumped on there, and that's why that fell over. Yeah, you helped out with that too? Was it fun? Yeah, you like that, huh? Well, that's a fun little way to attract some birds and other critters into your yard if you want to. But also over here we have this old swing set. Kids still play on it. We've had it for a while. Again, making the landscaping area around it. Got the timbers. I still need to cut them and kind of put them in place. So make sure to click that subscribe button if y'all want to see how this thing goes. But again, after the kids are grown up and they don't use it anymore, we can take this and make a beautiful bed right here, a garden bed. And then we might even keep this frame of this, because we could put some climbing plants all along this thing right here and have a nice trellis go in there as well. Maybe even bring some strings out from this and do like a bunch of A-frame type of things there. I think that could work really well. If you guys have any other ideas for like outdoor stuff, stuff you find outdoor that you could turn into use for your garden, I would love to know if y'all have any ideas down in the comments below. And if you guys want to check out any of the stuff that we've used to create our food forest, I'll link it all up down in the description below like I do in every video, just so that you know the tools that we've used to make this thing happen. Again, I got out here and weeded the other day, and this nice bed area right here is looking really nice. I put down a bunch of leaves and whatnot. We need to get some plants though to grow in here now. Also, I meant to get that from my mom. She has a staple gun, and I wanted to staple this back to there again so that we could have our trellis against the fence again. And then over here, our roselle bush is really looking rough. I think it's just the cold. Hopefully it kind of comes back. All this holly basil and other herbs down here are doing really great. It's really surviving the cold. Very excited about that. And then we need to find something to grow right here soon. The banana tree. So I was talking to my friend about the banana tree. Y'all remember this thing? It was looking really beautiful, and then the freeze hit, and now it's like crunchy. But the banana tree, my friend told me to just cut it at the trunk, and then that should give it some life for whenever the warm weather comes, and it'll start to grow back. Another thing I do every now and again is whenever I eat a banana, I'll throw the banana peels down here just to add, it's a banana tree. They want nutrients from bananas. It made sense to me. So I've been doing that as well. Also, the milkweed right here, about a month ago, is producing tons of caterpillars. You can see that all the leaves are gone from this branch and halfway down these 2 branches. There was so many caterpillars on there. They were literally eating all of the milkweed that's on there. So milkweed is great for butterflies if you're looking for butterflies. We got that hard freeze. My wife tried to save the caterpillars, but it didn't work very well. But she gave it the old college try. But that does attract caterpillars if you're looking to have some insects in your yard. I just wanted to point this out, our little wood rack right here that we use for our bonfires. It's kind of a easy do-it-yourself wood rack with wooden planks right there and the cinder blocks on the bottom. Super easy to do. Again, kind of did a border thing right here. These are old table legs that we were getting rid of, and so I just kind of made like a little area around it so it'd be easier to mow. And we already had some of that weed paper stuff down on this area already, because not much grows along the edge right here. I would love to put down like some kind of flat rock in this whole area and have like a gathering area, a place where we could eat outside and whatnot. Back behind here, my wife's are you singing? Huh? Are you singing? My wife started to pull up some of this stuff back here because it was looking really bad, but then we got sidetracked because we decided to do something else. But I did stake up that pepper tree that's like holding on by a limb. And then I also staked up the asparagus. I didn't know if it needed to be staked up because you're supposed to eat just the stalks that come up before they sprout like this. But I figured you get some sun to it, let the air get in between it and whatnot. Give it some height, not let it cover the ground. So we'll kind of see how that works out. I'm still watching that to see exactly how this asparagus is going to grow and if it's going to pop up elsewhere in the garden. We still haven't gotten a chance to clean up all this. We're going to hopefully work on that. And then we have the passion vine right there. This passion vine's not really doing that much. I mean, it's got a huge center here. I don't know if I'm going to chop this thing or not. We'll see. Subscribe if you guys want to see the fate of the passion vine. This is some of the stuff that my wife started pulling up, all the junk in there. I kind of need to come back here and do a little mowing or something. And then now we have in the front yard, we have those 2 blueberry bushes and the apple tree. So let's take a look at those. This blueberry bush is actually getting some nice stalks on it right here. I'm surprised by how well it's doing in the cold weather. And then the apple tree right here, this is an old sunflower, probably need to uproot that. But the apple tree's looking good right there, even though it's, you know, starting to go dormant because it's getting cold. We still have some greenery on there, which is exciting, and some new shoots. I'm very excited about that. And then we have this other blueberry bush right on over here, which is cool to see as well. Still producing, or not producing, but growing and making green leaves and stalks and whatnot. So far, garden's looking fairly good. I say garden, I should say food forest. Oh, the elderberry, I forgot to mention the elderberry. This thing's really getting big as well. This right here, we haven't had any production from it yet, but it makes a berry that you can eat and it's fairly good for you and whatnot. So hopefully we see something out of that. I accidentally, a long time ago, ran over this thing with a lawnmower and it grew back like a bajillion times better. So that's looking awesome. And this is the other blueberry bush right over here that I forgot to mention. Again, growing and looking good, so very excited about that. Like I said, if you guys are interested in establishing that food forest, down in the description below is all the items that we've used to establish our food forest so that we could make some stuff to eat for the house. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to click that subscribe button. That thumbs up is always appreciated. Keep growing stuff and composting your trash. Say bye.